Israel and Hamas fought fierce battles in the Gaza Strip on Friday, despite a United Nations resolution demanding an immediate ceasefire.
1, 2, 3, 4, stop the killing, stop the war!
The conflict is fueling protests and rallies around the world against Israel's offensive. Anti-Israel protesters gathered recently on the streets of Washington, D.C., and in New York, where on Thursday, the United Nations passed a resolution calling for a truce leading to the full withdrawal of Israeli forces and an end to Hamas rocket attacks.
Ceux qui s'abstiennent.
The United States abstained from the vote, saying it wants to see the outcome of Egyptian mediation. James Zogby is president of the Arab American Institute. It seeks to empower Arab Americans. Zogby says the U.S. should have denounced Israel's offensive immediately.
If America had said stop right from the beginning, we would have been more effective and in a position to actually unwind this conflict and move in the direction of peace.
Jewish Americans are also pressing their case. At a recent pro-Israel rally at a synagogue in Washington, D.C., several American lawmakers and Israel's ambassador to the U.S. defended Israel's incursion. Ambassador Salai Meridor.
And the main target is to make sure that terrorism doesn't prevail. The terrorists are not continuing to fire rockets at civilians, and that conditions are being created where people can live in calm and hopefully in the future in peace.
Ben Cardin is a Jewish American and a U.S. Senator from the state of Maryland.
We want Hamas to recognize Israel's sovereignty and its right to exist. And we want Hamas to live by the past agreements that have been entered into with Israel. That's the type of ceasefire that we want.
Although Hamas refuses to recognize Israel, Keith Ellison, a Muslim member of Congress, has called Israel's assault an aggression. In an interview with VOA's Persian News Network, Palestinian scholar and former official Hanan Ashrawi blamed the violence on the failure of the U.S. brokered peace process.
So if we're going to look at Gaza now and what's happening, we cannot isolate it, as you said, from the larger picture, which is that of the Israeli occupation, of the ongoing escalation, and of the fact that the peace process or negotiations have not produced any tangible results on the ground.
At week's end, the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives passed non-binding resolutions supporting Israel's right to defend itself against attacks from Gaza. Robert Raffaele, VOA News.